everyone. How's everyone today? Welcome to Commercial Farming with the Dirt Road Farmer. Well, I hope everybody is doing just great. I think today we're supposed to start getting a little more snow. Yeah. So much for spring around the corner. Yeah. But anyway, we are planting 2,500 acres of soybeans, and we've got this big field, which is the whole field altogether is 5,000 acres, but we split it in half. So I think today we're just going to plant 2,500 of it, which is half of the big field. And you know, maybe tomorrow we'll get the second half. Corn is up on us. Oh yeah. It is. And we are going to have to get this planted so that we can get started on our big corn harvest. Several thousand acres. So anyway, everything is going real well, and we're just going to let these guys get right on along, and we'll get back with them here in just a little bit. All right, well, we've made a couple of rounds successfully. Yeah. You've always got to watch. You know, Courseplay is a very brilliant mod that I couldn't do without on this farm whatsoever. There's just no way. Between Courseplay and auto drive, if I didn't have it to use on this farm, I couldn't operate. Not at the capacity that I am right now. But yeah, that's why I said we've made a couple of complete rounds, no failures. Everything is really going real well. We can bring the HUD up. All right, and this is where we're at. Now I've got these guys programmed in to skip a row, which is this row right here. We are planting soybeans, and we're skipping a row, and whenever they get all the way over here, then they'll come back and pick up all the rows that they skipped, which I'm sure is that's old news to most of you. But for the newcomers, the new people that don't know, that's where we're at. I've decided to plant soybeans with these planters to cut down on expense. I already have to have 5 of these these planters for sure, for planting corn or you know, sunflowers or whatever else we may want to plant in the future. But I had these planters. Now, the difference between these planters and the seeder is the seeders that we had, they won't plant corn. But these planters will plant corn or soybeans. So what I did is I kept one of the old style planter or cedar, let's put it that way. And that's what we'll use to plant our wheat and barley and maybe hay if we need to plant another hay field or whatever. That's what we'll use for that. But for corn and soybeans, we'll use these 5 planters here. So, but anyway, they're doing a great job, and let's just let them get on with it. We'll check back with them here in just a little bit. All right. Well, these guys are still doing fine. If we bring our HUD up and we look, if you see my cursor, we're in the number 1 planter, and we have, I don't remember when we started, and I really didn't look at how many hours it was going to take to plant this field, but I do know that we've got 3 hours and 56 minutes left before this field is planted. Now if we look at our HUD here, of course we got to wait for it to save. We've got that 3 hours and whatever it was that I said, I forgot now, from right here. You know, I don't even know how much time we spent getting over to here, but yes, that's where we're at. 3 hours and 55 minutes left, and oh yeah, you know, when I was young in school, we did a lot of things in school that were so-called fundraisers. And my kids has been out of school for a fairly long time, so I really don't know if they still do them or not. But fundraisers, according to what I have been told and experienced and everything, they were to better something. Usually the way it was is the students were given a product like a candy bar, and it could be anything. It could be anything. And these candy bars came in boxes. You signed up for so many boxes of them, and you took these candy bars and you sold them to friends, family, whoever you could find that would buy a candy bar. And all those funds was taken back then and applied to, or was supposed to be applied to, your activity, whatever it was. If you were, in shop class, you had to sell something, it was usually to better that shop class. Or a class picnic. Ever so often, well, once a year, the whole school went on a picnic, usually at an amusement park or something like that. Well, those funds were supposed to be applied to that. Well, one year, and like I say, I think I was in junior high. And I don't even remember what class it was that I was selling this from, but uh, we decided that they were going to sell light bulbs. Yeah, yeah, light bulbs. Uh, 3-year warranty. Yeah, yeah. And, you know, I do not remember the details of how many light bulbs you got for however much money. Uh, it was always something, you know. Well, so I bring home these light bulbs. Now, you have to keep in mind, we're country kids, all right? Yeah, we're country kids. Now, I didn't have a driver's license at the time, so getting around anywhere meant, number one, either your parents had to take you, and your closest neighbor might be a quarter mile down the road, or it might even be a mile. So how many people were we expected to sell light bulbs to? You know. Yeah. Well, we did have a neighbor lady, and she, bless her heart, she was something else. She had a pet duck that she had named Pilot. And the reason that duck's name was Pilot was because she hatched the egg from the warmth of the pilot light on her cook stove. And she hatched that egg off the pilot light. Therefore, her pet duck was named Pilot. Well, anyway, really a sweet person. So I decided, now she was about the closest neighbor we had. As a matter of fact, she was the closest neighbor that we had. So I thought, well, I'll walk to her house and I'm going to see if she'd like to buy some of these light bulbs. You know. So anyway, off I go. You know, I'm looking good. I'm fine. I'm looking like, I guess, what a salesman would look like. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm off and I'm on my way to her house. Well, whenever I get there, you know, I knocked on the door and she answered the door, and I identified myself, which she already knew me. She knew my parents, everything, you know. So anyway, I give her my spill on these light bulbs. And I will never forget this for as long as I live. She looked at me with a big old smile on her face. And she said, "Sonny, hold on just a minute." And boom, she was gone. She left the door open. I'm standing there, and pretty soon she comes back and she hands me $3. 3 $1 bills. And she said, "I do not need any light bulbs at all, but here's $3 for trying to sell your light bulbs." Now, how many people's had that happen to them? Yeah. Here's $3 just for trying to sell me your light bulbs. And, I thought about that for a while. I thought, well, what am I supposed to do with this $3 now? Because it ain't my money. You know, I'm supposed to be selling these light bulbs, and obviously she doesn't want to buy any. But she's given me $3 for trying to sell them. You know, what people get themselves into sometimes is just in a lifetime of the things that we go through and we experience. I really wouldn't take any of it back. We were poor people from the start, and as of today, this very date, I still have most of that left. You know, we wasn't born with silver spoons in our mouth. Wouldn't have known what to do with it if we had it, you know. But I thought that was kind of interesting that I would just share that with you. And maybe some of you can leave me a comment on things that you've experienced that way. So, but anyway, as you can tell, we have encountered a little bit of a shower on the farm. Now, as long as it doesn't rain too hard or anything, these guys are going to go ahead and continue planting. I do not think it's going to affect them one bit, but we've got to get this done. So anyway, we'll check back in with them here in just a little bit. All right, well, we have reached the other side of the field, and we are on our way back now, picking up all the rows that we skipped. And we do have quite a few that we have to pick back up. Let's go look at the HUD. And as you can see, with my cursor, yeah, we've got a lot to do. We got to come all the way back across here. So, we can also bring up our screen HUD. And we've noticed that we have 2 hours and 17 minutes left. So I do not want to bore you with that, because it's you know, it's just more of the same, and it just goes on and on and on. That's commercial farming. You know, back whenever I hauled all those soybeans, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4, maybe 5 videos ago, I was saying then that's when all of this pays off, is whenever you have that big of a payday, and you think back and you think, man, it was hours and hours of farming just to get you to that point. And that's why you enjoy that big payday so much. So, but anyway, a friendly reminder, go down and hit that thumbs up button if you would. If you've enjoyed this content, that would just make me very, very happy. And it helps this channel. Without that, this channel just doesn't get shown to anybody. And by hitting that thumbs up button, then it gets it out there where people can see it. You know, it means whether this channel stays on or it doesn't, you know. YouTube, they have their rules, and with the, you know, with the algorithms the way they are, yeah, that's what it takes. It takes that thumbs up. So, but anyway, if you have liked this content, please hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't enjoyed the content, I apologize. If you'd like to share this video, that's another way to get the content out there where other people can see it. Please, if you want to share it, please do. But as for me, the dirt road farmer, yes, it's still raining, but we're still planting. And but I do think we're going to call it a day. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching.